I know you're out of the SEO world, but I'm sure you think about this. Are you not, if you were an SEO, would you be concerned about like AI overviews? Yeah, especially AI overviews. I mean, you probably saw the 7% dip in Alphabet stock from the announcement made by it was made by Apple's Eddie Q, and he said this has never happened in 22 years. It was Apple Safari browser declined for the or searches on Apple Safari browser declined for the first time last month. Never happened in 22 years, and that caused. And he blames AI for that. And then he's like, "We're exploring other options other than Google. We're exploring. We don't know if Google is the best." And so Alphabet shares sank 7%. It's like very, very relevant that this just happened. So it's crazy that you're coming on now. So I'm sure you think about this stuff. So if impressions are going up and clicks are maybe decreasing, but you're not concerned about, you wouldn't, if you were in the SEO world, you wouldn't be concerned about that.
Well, depends what part of the SEO world, right? If you're working as an agency or a consultant, there's tons of clients who can't be convinced that they should care about influence, not clicks, and that's really tough. If I were in house, sort of running a company and was in deep in SEO space, I think I wouldn't be worried, because my strong belief is it doesn't particularly matter whether visibility in AI tools becomes more important, or Bing versus Google, or Safari. Maybe Safari switches to DuckDuckGo. I don't know, like whatever. It doesn't matter, right? If you're in house, you can just adjust to the times and make the right KPIs for your particular business. That's not a big deal.
I guess I'm more so asking about zero click searches. So
Yeah.
somebody searches, they see their answer, they don't click into the result. They're sure the answer is attributed, but are they even paying attention to that attribution?
I don't think the goal becomes get traffic or even directly create branding there. I think the real goal that you have when the answer is provided without a click is give the answer that is most beneficial to two parties. One, your audience, right? The people who are paying attention, so that you can continue to be that answer. And two, your business. So, for example, there's an AI overview that fires when you search for what is audience research. And good news for us, Amanda wrote a blog post that basically Google has just taken that content and put it at the top and made it the AI overview. It doesn't really mention SparkToro. That's fine. Doesn't matter to us. What it does is it nudges people to understand what audience research entails. And so that if they decide, oh, okay, I do need to do that, I need to invest in audience research, I've got to understand where my customers are participating online, what they're paying attention to, their behaviors and demographics. That's great, because long term that nudges them towards SparkToro, which is one of the only tools on the internet that answers that for them. So, right, like it's not about getting the traffic. It's not even about creating the brand impression right there. It's just about being the answer that nudges people in the direction you're trying to nudge them.
So you're saying if Amanda, your VP of marketing, didn't write that, people who are searching that wouldn't be nudged towards SparkToro.
You know what? To be honest, I can't say that for sure, because we do a lot of content creation on the web, and the AI overviews doesn't just pull from one source usually, right? It looks across the web. But what I can say is that for years, we've been talking about audience research. And one of the words most commonly associated with audience research that you will find across the internet is SparkToro. And so I believe that's why Google or ChatGPT or Perplexity or any of the other tools sees a question about audience research and looks for resources or data that is inclusive of or comes from SparkToro, because we've created that brand connection through language across the internet for the last 6, 7 years.
That's really interesting. something right when ChatGPT came out, like this was two. I so it's crazy. We launched on product. We launched a product on Product Hunt the same day that ChatGPT first launched. I think it was December 2nd, 2022. They launched on Product Hunt the same day as us, and for most of the day we were number one. And then through the second, but like slowly throughout the day, we see this like this thing with a weird name, ChatGPT. It was just all these random letters thrown together and this like weird icon. It was rising up the ranks of Product Hunt. We were number one, and I'm like, cool, whatever, we're number one. We're number one. Then it's number five. Then it's number three. Then it's number two. What's happening? Then it's number one, and it just like blew everyone away. ChatGPT. And that night, which was the launch of our product, I ended up staying up until 4 a.m. playing around with ChatGPT, being like, this is insane. This is going to change everything.
Yeah.
And then something that I couldn't stop thinking about is like doing SEO. Like, how does this change publishers? What's the incentive for people to write top of funnel content? And especially now with everything that we're seeing. And I don't know if that's something that you've thought about. I'm sure it is. I'm very curious what you've thought about.
I mean, I think the incentive, in my opinion, the incentive has dropped massively if we're talking about being a publisher who makes money either on subscription revenue or on advertising revenue. But the incentive is still just as strong if your goal with publishing is to influence an audience to have a preference for your product or service, right? So if you're a consulting agency in any field, or you make a product of any kind, consumer or B2B, you have a strong incentive to create content both on your own site, but also across the web, on social media platforms, on the websites that your audience is likely to pay attention to, which is also therefore the websites that any AI tool is likely to use as the reference resource in your field. That incentive is essentially create the content that you would want an LLM or a search engine to pick up and show to people so that they will develop a preference for your product or a nudge in the direction of the change that you're trying to make.
You know what? I had this thought as you were saying that maybe like a lot of publishers or even just, I don't know, like B2B SaaS companies will be like, oh, there's no incentive anymore. We're going to stop doing top of funnel and only do bottom of funnel. And then you come in and you fill the gap and you do top of funnel and you just write all your content. This is what audience research is. And the best tool for that, it's SparkToro. And then everyone who looks it up, they're like, oh, it's SparkToro. And this is why it's important.
Edward, you've got it, man. That's exactly. Look, in 2012 or something, right? I said exactly the same thing, probably on stage plenty of times or on calls where I'd be like, SEO is BS, ignore it, don't do it. That way I can do it and rank number one, right?
That's
and
hilarious.
it's the same thing now. It's like, don't invest in content, don't invest in social media marketing, don't invest in publishing, don't invest in, visibility in Google and AI tools. That's fine, right? Like those of us who do are going to receive outsized benefit from it.